But it's definitely died off. Like I used to be able to sell box logos for $1,000 plus. Now it's like I'm struggling to even sell one for like $600. It's
okay. I made a couple videos about I'm off Supreme. What's going on, everybody? With sneakers being more in demand than they ever were, I'm sure you've noticed sneaker reselling has taken a crazy turn within just the past couple of years. In 2019, Business Insider reported that the sneaker resale industry was valued at $2 billion and projected to triple by 2025. With sneaker cons gaining even more popularity, investors doing buyouts for entire collections, it does not seem like the sneaker reselling industry has any plans of slowing down. In this video, we sit down with Subfed and Sneaker Invest, two resellers who have their own unique way of flipping sneakers. They break down their story, tips and advice, and ultimately what they think of everything going on right now. Let's hear what they had to say. What's going on, everybody? Today we're going to be going over do's and don'ts of sneaker reselling. Today we have Isaac, aka Sneaker Invest. Welcome to the channel, man.
What's going on?
So I say we get right into it.
Let's do it.
All right, Isaac, so you are a successful sneaker reseller. Can you kind of tell the people what you do and why it works?
Right, so I basically resell in a method which is basically about holds. So if you guys don't know what holds is, it's holding a particular shoe for about 3 to 6 months and looking at the long-term value. So let's say for this shoe, for example, right here, I basically paid $160 for this Obsidian one, and then about 2.5 to 3 months later, they're going for $450.
But not only are you paying $160 for just one pair, you're buying in crazy bulk, right? Can you talk about that a little bit more?
Right. So for basically a shoe like this, I'm basically buying like 100 plus pairs from Facebook groups primarily.
I've seen the photos, man. That's kind of what like got your name out there, right? The photos went crazy.
Yeah, no, definitely the photos, posting all of that, and buying 100 pairs of those on like Facebook groups and whatnot, and consistently doing them more and more and more, and really proving that a method, just holding shoes, I personally think is better than a lot of other resale methods.
So with that being said, what has been your biggest come up when it comes to sneaker holding?
I would say the Travis Scott 4. I bought about 55 pairs.
55
pairs,
from
yeah.
a sneaker reseller on Facebook?
Right, from a sneaker reseller on Facebook. And I bought them all for $400 each, and about 5 to 6 months later, they went for $1,000. So that's $600 profit per pair. It adds up to about $30,000.
Okay,
yeah.
Over $30K profit on that one. Damn, that's crazy. On the Travis Scott 4s?
Travis Scott 4s.
Damn. All right, so going back to you buying in bulk, why are you buying from Facebook resellers rather than, trying to get them directly from stores and using like, release dates and whatnot? Can you kind of touch on that?
Right. So for a while, I actually tried doing that. And the thing about sneaker reselling is, if something doesn't click with you, there's so many different ways of reselling. And if something doesn't click with you, I think you should just move on to a different method. And buying on release date for retail, all that, none of that worked for me. So
it's a frenzy.
Yeah, it's definitely hard.
You got bots, you got everybody talking about that particular sneaker, basically focusing on that sneaker for that day. It's hard, right?
Exactly, yeah. So I just kind of took my own route, went a different route with reselling.
Man, that's pretty dope. I feel like you kind of like just took what didn't work, learned from it, and then found your own route, which is buying from people that already purchased on release date.
Exactly, yeah.
All right, I'm gonna just throw it out there. What do you think of 2J's in? I mean, he's doing crazy buyouts.
Yeah, he's doing big things. He definitely has a really good way of reselling. He goes to all the sneaker cons and cashes out like $500,000 to $1 million in sneakers.
It's insane. So when it just reminded me of him because you said sneaker buyouts. And that's the first person I think of actually when I think of collection buyouts and whatnot. And he's probably buying them and then selling them at his store, obviously, right?
Yeah, he does that. And luckily he has a store to where he can just sell as many as he can. So for him to buy, $1 million in shoes at SneakerCon, he can easily flip that within 3 months in his store, and that turns into like 1.6 or something.
Okay, so with that being said, what would you say the initial buy-in is for someone that just wants to do what you do, buy in bulk? How much money would they need? And what would you say they should target right now on a Facebook group?
So if we're talking holds, I would recommend for everybody to have about 5,000 to 10,000 for a hold.
Okay.
So it's quite a lot of money, but that's that's the amount you want to have to make a hold like actually work well and make the most amount of money.
Okay.
So if you're right now looking to do a hold, I would say go on Facebook groups, Facebook Marketplace, and look up Royal Toe ones, right? This is definitely a shoe that I think is going to go up a lot in the next.
Royal Toes.
Royal Toe ones, exactly.
AKA the fragments.
Right.
I'm just playing. I'm playing. Okay, so the Royal Toes you feel like are a good investment right now.
Right, because if you look at the bread toe ones, the grade school,
yeah,
those basically went from I believe $250 to $550.
Grace, how are
grade school?
Are the girls buying them up, or the kids, or what?
It's I guess it's just the girls, like, and the kids. I don't really know. The people with small feet, they're just buying them up. Yeah.
Okay, so you're saying Jordan 1, specifically the Royal Toes, would be something to look out for right now in the Facebook groups.
You know, I would definitely say so. If you can pick them up at around 200 to 220, and wait like 3 to 4 months or so, they're definitely gonna go up by at least $100.
Okay. So one thing I gotta ask you is, you know, to the average person, you know, you recommended grade school Jordan 1s, you know, that aren't hyped. Would you say it is kind of like unappealing? Wouldn't a lot of people rather spend, you know, a bunch of money holding like men's sizes on Travis Scott 4s like you did earlier, opposed to a bunch of kids regular GRs? Can you kind of touch on that?
You know, people, you know, they can do what they want, but I feel like when you're doing, like, when you're reselling sneakers, typically you want to make the most amount of money. Like, you don't just want to play around and just, like, you know, for the culture, not for the culture, kids shoes, men's shoes.
Yeah.
If you're doing it, you do it to make the most money. Mm-hmm. And when you can spend $160 on a pair of grade school shoes rather than $250 to $400 on men's, you can use your money a lot more efficiently. So you can spend less money to make more money rather than more money to make
the initial buy-in is cheaper.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty good advice. So yeah, I would say if you guys are looking to resell, just, you know, kind of separate your personal feelings towards the sneakers, and just, it's all about business at the end of the day as a reseller, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Just talking to you, I feel like you just really stay in your lane.
Yeah.
And like kill it in that lane. You're not trying to do too much, right?
So yeah, I would basically say I personally just stick with Jordans. That's what I understand.
Okay.
I don't go into Yeezys. I don't go into any other Nike. Jordans. That's what I do. And so I feel like a lot of resellers, they try and go into Adidas, Nike SB, Jordans, all at once, just hold everything. I actually saw somebody hold Calabasas Yeezys for like a year.
Okay.
They did nothing. And so when you stick to what you know, whether it be not even just certain shoes, when you stick to whether it be holds, botting, outlet flips, bulk buyouts, that's where you're going to progress the most. Just find what you're good at. Don't look at other people.
All right, so wrapping this video up, Isaac, you know, you gave a lot of advice. I know a lot of people are looking at this video right now to see how they could potentially make some money off sneakers, because it is a pretty cool thing to do.
Yeah.
What is one word of advice you would like to leave them with?
I would say patience is definitely a big one.
Okay.
For a long time, I was not making much money at all in reselling until it really clicked for me and I started to understand, you know, how to actually do it. So if you're new to reselling, stick with it. Don't give up. Be patient with it.
Got it. Like, don't try to just do the quick flip, you're saying?
It's not going to work.
Well, your whole thing is called hold.
Yeah.
It's not make money. It's
you can do quick flips to make money for holds.
Yeah.
But reselling as a whole, it's a patience game.
I wish I would have held my Red Octobers. You guys know about the Red October. Sold them for $3,700. Dead stock. Yeah.
Unfortunate.
All right, guys, thank you for checking out that do's and don'ts of sneaker reselling, specifically holds, right?
Yeah.
Shout out to Isaac. Make sure you guys check out his YouTube channel called Sneaker Invest. A lot of dope videos. He's going to outlets. He's showing you guys his own sneaker holds and whatnot. He's really putting you guys on game. Any last words you want to tell him?
Shout out to Richie, you know, for getting me on the channel.
For sure.
I really appreciate it.
Dope, man. Yeah, you had a lot of value to add, so thank you once again. And until next time, we out. Peace. What's going on, everybody? Today we have Tia and Anastasia, aka Subfed. I first met you when I bought a black box logo.
Yep.
And I'm not gonna lie, I pulled up, I'm expecting some not to be, some dude.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, okay.
Two girls. Let's
Two
go.
girls. Yeah. Can you talk a little bit about what you guys do and what has made it really successful for you guys?
Yeah, so I've been selling shoes on Instagram for 3-4 years now.
I see that.
Do my restocks on Saturday. Try to buy a bunch throughout the week, and then drop it all. And yeah, it's been working out pretty well.
So your turnover rate is pretty quick then if you're just buying throughout the week and then you just drop them on Saturday.
Yeah, just try to do a quick flip, like fast nickel over a slow dime, you know? Like,
Got it.
that's my style of reselling, I would
Fast
say.
nickel over a slow down. Okay, I see the verbiage.
Yeah.
And then Anastasia, what do you do with Subfed as well?
I help with the back end stuff. So when we get stuff in, we buy a lot of used shoes. So
Okay.
usually just clean a little bit of dirt off, make them look as nice as we can, help get the photos looking crisp.
Yeah,
Nice.
pre-owned is definitely like the bread and butter.
I feel like with pre-owned, there's more margin, right, to
Yeah.
make some money. Obviously, I've seen you guys kind of not restore, but you clean them up a little bit, which really helps, right?
Definitely just like clean it up a little bit, stuff the toe, just lace it up nice, just makes it look like 180%.
I gotta ask, what has made you really successful when it comes to reselling? Your quick flips, what is it?
I would say, yeah, just constantly being able to provide like a new, like fresh stock of sneakers to my customers every Saturday. I kind of feel like I've worked hard to keep that consistency. Like,
Yeah.
you think of Subfed, you think of like, oh, she's gonna have a restock on Saturday. Like, I wonder if she's gonna have like some blue tint Yeezys. You know what I mean?
I
Like,
see what you're saying. It's kind of like for us and YouTube and everything, kind of like dropping videos at a certain time every, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, like
Right.
giving them something to, I guess, expect. All right, so one concept I kind of want to bring up to you guys is separating your own personal taste with what you guys are selling. It seems like you guys really
Yeah.
do that. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I mean, when it comes down to it, it's a business, and there's some shoes that we buy that we personally don't like.
What would that be?
Like maybe the off-white Zoom flies. Like, I think that's the ugliest shoe in the world, but that shoe is
Yeah,
still
I
hitting
see
for
what
like
you're saying.
over $1,000 on StockX.
Yeah, I can see what you're
Yeah.
saying. Those shouldn't be, I think, 1,000 plus. They look
Yeah.
pretty plain.
It's just because it's part of the 10. It's like
Yeah.
an off-white shoe. So
Earlier we were talking about you first started off with Supreme. Obviously your name is Subfed. Can you talk a little bit about that and your experience with Supreme? What do you think it is now? Do you think it's died?
oh man, Supreme. Yeah, I started off selling Supreme hard, like box logos, like
You
North
were killing
Faces.
it. That's how I first got introduced
Supreme
to you.
was the shit back then, you know? But it's definitely died off. Like, I used to be able to sell box logos for $1,000 plus. Now it's like I'm struggling to even sell one for like $600. It's
Okay, I made a couple videos about I'm off Supreme. Is Supreme officially dead? Would you say it kind of died down when the Swarovski crystals were dropping?
I'd
Or
say,
was it
yeah,
even
like
before?
right around that
Okay,
time.
yeah, that's when I was thinking like, it's not looking so hot anymore.
Yeah, I would say like shoot, as soon as like the off-white 10 dropped, I would say that's like
Okay.
is when it started to like hit its downfall.
So with that being said, you said you started off with Supreme. What has been the biggest come up that you guys have ever had?
Biggest come up
You're a reseller,
with
so it's got to be
Supreme.
crazy. Okay, with Supreme.
I would say, so grass green box logo, size XL. I had some guy fly out from New Jersey to come sell it to me. I met him at the airport, picked him up, bought the hoodie. He got out of the car and then hopped right back on a flight.
How much you buy it for?
I paid $4,000 for it for one hoodie, and
What?
went back home.
It was legit, and you legit checked it.
Oh,
on
yeah.
site
Yeah,
and
100%.
everything?
Sat in the
Okay.
car.
That's partly why he flew out, because it was a big deal, and
Mm-hmm.
we both wanted to do it face to face, make sure everything was
Oh,
good.
okay, got it.
So yeah, got back home, put it in the box. I had already got paid from this guy in New York. Paid me $8,500 for the hoodie. Overnighted it to him. Bada bing, bada boom. Deal was
What
done.
year was this? And
Yeah.
who the would pay $8,500
That's
for
what I'm
a
saying.
Supreme? Who was it? It had to have been
It was
a
like
rapper.
this,
No.
just like normal Joe, like dude in New York.
No.
Yeah. He's
You-
like, oh, I just got the purple box logo hoodie. I need this green. Like,
You said
help me
normal Joe.
find
No
it?
normal
Yeah.
Joe paying
I
$8,000
know.
plus for a hoodie.
He
you
had
know?
like 300 followers. Had like his kids in the picture.
Damn,
like,
that's crazy. Just maybe like an avid Supreme fan.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Next question I want to ask you: what has it been like being a female in this industry? It's a little bit different, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's, yeah, definitely different. I would say like going to do meetups and stuff, like if someone doesn't know what I look like and I'm just hopping out of the car, they're like looking in the car, like trying to see like who am I
Is
actually
somebody
meeting
else
up with.
getting out?
It
Yeah.
threw me off a lot. Like, hold on. But it was cool. It was like a switch up, So you've been selling for about 4 to 5 years now. What has been like the biggest mistake or learning experience that you've had?
I would say the biggest thing definitely is like learning fakes, like how to authenticate shoes.
They've gone good.
Definitely,
Really
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
It's scary, like how good the fakes you're getting. But like Off-White Nikes, like I have like a checklist that I go down. I know like those pretty much like the back of my hand. Like Travis Scott's, another scary shoe.
Off-White ones I feel like are pretty hard.
Off-White ones.
The UNCs
Yeah.
are really hard.
The UNCs.
Chicago's are a lot easier for us, but the UNCs.
Have you slipped up before?
I've slipped up on the Travis Scott ones when they first released. I found a pair someone hit on like the Shock Shop.
Okay.
They were like selling them, I think it was like $680 or something. I was like, yo, like let's meet up.
Stupid Should have known. That's sneaker reselling 101. If it's too good to be true, Tia.
He had the like
Come
the,
on.
all the screenshots and everything, and I was like, oh yeah, looks good. He was super nice, super like. I just
You
fell
got caught
into
by the
it.
nice.
Yeah,
The
I
nice
did.
guy,
That
yeah.
was the one time I got caught up with those. I brought them home, like got a couple other pairs in from some other people I bought them from. I was looking at them, I was like, no, these do not look good.
For me, it's like holding a sneaker, and I could almost like I know this isn't the best advice, but like my intuition, like just the feeling
Feel
of
of
it.
it,
I don't know.
yeah.
It's just
But when they first released, it's like
Nobody
that's
knows.
before they
You had
even
nothing to
released on
compare, yeah,
sneakers.
true.
I was like, this guy's cool, like.
Got it. All right, so one thing I want to talk to you about is you have decided to take your online presence to a physical spot. Can you
Yeah.
talk a little bit about that? You have a store now.
Yep, we're getting ready to host a grand opening actually for the Sneak City right here.
Woo!
It's just gonna be like another resale shop out here in Seattle. I know we don't have a ton of them, but we're gonna be another one.
The amount of like local meetups and stuff we do, we know that people want it. People are always asking us to
Yeah,
meet
if
up.
I'm doing
feedback.
20 meetups a week, it's like it gets to a point where I'm spending as much gas as I am on, you know.
What kind of whip you driving?
I drive Lexus.
Oh,
350.
Okay, so it's premium gas.
Yeah,
Premium
it's
gas.
premium. Another reason why I wanted to open a shop is someone can come in, they can look at their sizes, they can like make a decision if they really want to spend $1,000 on this shoe or not.
Well, it's a big purchase.
Yeah, it's like one thing to buy something online, but I just think the experience in the store is a lot different. Like you have it in your hand, you're able to walk out, you can even wear it out, you know?
It's experience.
Just, yeah.
They
Definitely.
could run to the wall and back. I noticed with Flight Club, you got to stay on this little ass
Yeah.
square, like you can't even step.
Yeah.
Basically.
It's trying on dead stock shoes in store. That's a little iffy.
That would be hella funny. Like, no. If you could just say anything about, your perspective as a reseller, female resellers, what do you want to leave the audience with?
I would definitely say like invest in yourself before you jump into reselling. Like make sure you have enough capital. Like you're not gonna miss your rent or whatever. I would say like build a decent amount of capital and then jump into reselling and make sure it's not gonna affect your personal life.
We have this thing on the channel. The reason why I'm laughing while you're saying that is you're not a real sneakerhead if you're not making questionable financial decisions on sneakers. If you haven't almost missed your rent for sneakers, then
Sneakers.
You ain't a
you don't watch
sneakerhead.
sneakers.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're just saying invest in yourself and
Yeah,
be
just
smart
a
about it,
reseller
right?
perspective. Like just don't put yourself in a bad financial situation where it's gonna make you sell a shoe for not as much profit if you need to.
I guess it's like kind of purchasing within your means, right?
Yeah,
Definitely.
You don't want to be
definitely.
selling a bunch of stuff so you could go pay for gas and stuff.
Or just
think-
like you don't have enough money to go do a buyout that someone's like, oh, I have 50 pairs of shoes, but you're
Yeah.
like, oh, I can't. It's just really important that you
You missed
make
the
sure.
opportunity,
Yeah,
man.
I'm not saying that like you have to all have all this money. I'm just saying like even I personally, I worked at Taco Time for 2.5 years. I saved every single penny. Taco Time bomb. I saved every single penny there. I mean, I worked for what I had. I worked for everything that I have now. Like
Yeah, I feel like you built the mountain, like you just kept investing back and then it kept building up, right?
exactly. Yeah.
If you look back at her like first drops that she did, it'd be like 2-3 pieces.
Okay.
Now you look at it and it's
That
40,
is
50,
true,
80
yeah.
pieces. Like we've had some 80 shoe drops.
just
and
work towards it and just build and just
Yeah,
don't
I've seen
stop,
the photos
you know?
of you standing next to the sneakers is dope. Like, boom, like here's the
You know
drop
how hard
for
that
Saturday
photo was
alone.
to take? I was on like 2 ladders up at the top trying to
Shout
get
out
the
to-
perfect shot.
Shout out to Anastasia.
Yeah,
for-
life risker over here for the photos.
Nice. Congratulations on the store.
Thank you.
Thank
August
you.
1st. It's coming up.
Yeah, let's
We'll
go. I
vlog
hope
it.
to see you guys there August 1st. And all you female resellers out there, like, don't be afraid to step up. Like, it's hard, but you guys can
can
do
be
it.
done.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. I always say yes, sir, on the channel. All right, guys. Make sure you guys are sub to the channel. Leave a comment down below. Show them some love. Hit that like button. Make sure you guys check out their Instagram down below. And until next time, we out.
Peace out. Thank you.